Your inner critic isn't just a voice in your head. It's a biological alarm system that is currently stoking your physiology and sabotaging your performance. I'm Emily Dunn, and today we're going to silence that constant inner noise and show you exactly how to rewire the loop so you can finally lead with calm authority. For a high achiever, the inner critic isn't just a voice, it's an engine. You've likely used that voice to drive yourself to where you are today. There's a common belief that if you stop listening to that whisper that you aren't doing enough, that you'll lose your edge. But there's a massive cost to leading and living like this. When you exist in a near permanent state of fight and flight, your ambition is no longer a choice, it's a survival mechanism. In my work with hundreds of leaders and executives, I've seen how this constant internal friction eventually corrodes the very health and clarity that made them successful in the first place. You shouldn't have to choose between your success and your sanity. But right now, for many of you, this inner noise is grinding down your peace, your focus, and your leadership. You've likely analyzed your self-doubt to death. You stay in these theoretical loops trying to find the why, because you're used to solving complex problems with your mind. But here is what is actually happening to your system. Your inner critic is like a high sensitivity scanner that is constantly stoking your physiology. It's scanning for threats, specifically social and professional threats. It makes you hypersensitive to what other people think of you. And when it detects even the smallest signal, a vague email or a certain look, the critic pipes up and says, "See, they finally figured you out." That thought isn't just a sentence in your head. It's a signal to your body. The critic amps up your physiological response. A simple email that takes 5 minutes to answer and shouldn't even impact you suddenly triggers a racing heart, shallow breath, and a spike in cortisol. Your body is now in survival mode, which makes the inner noise even louder. It's a closed loop where the mind scares the body and the body confirms the mind's worst fears. This is why you can't think your way out of it. Now, let's be honest. You have been programming your mind and body with this alarm system for years, if not decades. You cannot expect to change that with a 6-week course or a few deep breaths. Real transformation requires sustained effort and focus. It's gritty, tough work. This is where most people fail. They try a quick fix, it doesn't quiet the alarm immediately, and they go back to the inner noise of overthinking. Change happens through accountability and specialist help. My work is built on the reality that everyone's body responds differently. Having worked with so many individuals in this space, I know what works for one person's system might not work for yours, but it all starts with a choice. You have to reach a point where you say, "I don't want to exist like this anymore." Only then can we start the actual work of rewiring. And your first job is to signal safety to your body consistently, finding the right tools, whether it's coherent breathing, movement, sensory grounding, whatever it is that actually works for your unique physiology. And the more you regulate, the quicker that reset happens. And that's when the top-down rewrite finally becomes potent. It really kicks in. When your system knows it's safe, improving the relationship with your inner critic becomes easier, becomes faster. You move away from fighting your critic, trying to get rid of it, to creating a shared future together. Your critic can take on a different role in your system, can become your biggest cheerleader. You finally have the biological, physiological space to choose a different future for yourself. This work is hard, but it's worth it. When you stop leading and living from a state of fight and flight, the impact ripples out beyond you. When you are kind and persistent with your own system, you naturally become more connected and compassionate to everyone. You create environments where people feel safe to excel, not just pressured to perform. You make the world a more compassionate place by first changing the state that you inhabit. You aren't broken, but you do have a choice to make. You can keep existing with the volume of this inner noise turned up, or you can commit to the work. I specialize in helping high achievers navigate this specific journey, holding you accountable for the transformation and helping you find the tools that work for your individual body. So if you're ready to move from anxious to empowered, not through a quick fix, a couple of deep breaths, but through real specialist-led mastery, subscribe to my channel and join in with this tribe. My name is Emily Dunn. This is Mindset and Performance Coaching for the Anxious Ambitious.